our shirt. Going live. We're live, and good morning and happy Friday. This is the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show, and I am Greg, Mester Scrum Master and Agile Coach. And we're live, and we talk about Scrum and Agile in a practical and tactical way, so we can give value to the customer and get home in a decent time, enjoy life, and have some fun too along the way. We don't have to have fun only in the outside of work. We can have some fun in work. So we try to mix that up a bit. And it is Friday, so it's Fortune Cookie Friday. Yay! So we're going to do Fortune Cookie Friday a little bit. It's about 6:05 right now. This is our 395th episode. Not quite the 5 a.m. hour. I've been up for a while, but when you turn your laptop on, you get everything going, and you see it having troubles getting the tabs up in the browser running, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna let it go for a little bit before I go live, because all you need is like a sputtering during a live broadcast. And I notice sometimes during some of the feeds, it sputters every once in a while. So anyway, so we're live and we're out there. And today we'll talk about a couple things. I want to talk about remote networking and networking Agile connections. So I'm talking about some different groups that are out there and what you can do to learn more about Agile besides just in office, just in a class. Used to go to Agile events in person, but it's not really happening right now. But it has some advantages too. And then also just some buzzwords that come from the project management, the PM world, that I hear a lot from Agile coaches and Scrum Masters and people who are converting from a waterfall to Agile. But it's something I'm good at, like metrics and stuff, but we'll talk about that. And then we'll do Fortune Cookie Friday. And we're going to have the Agile accountants. There was a post yesterday that I comment. Say, look, Agile accountants. The people were talking about how equate points to hours and stuff like that. And they're like, that wasn't the idea behind points, which I totally agree. Points was supposed to, you don't do hours. I've done hours from a project perspective, estimation point of view for putting bids and stuff for years. So let's talk about remote connections first, or remote networking. Networking is the topic. So I just want to kind of go over some thoughts on networking and learning Agile from other people. Yesterday morning, we were a little late starting because I was at a Philadelphia has once a month we do a lean coffee here online, and gentleman Joe Campbell has been hosting a lot, and we get on his WebEx and we talk about things in Agile, things that just set on minds. And it's really nice because it helps. What I liked about it yesterday, and the end of the thing was saying, what do we like about the thing? I like it just practicing prioritization, practicing the idea that you're not going to hit everything on the planet. You're not going to work on everything, because as we do a real lean coffee, everybody puts the topics they want to talk about. And then we have two votes and we vote on the topics. The topics that have the most votes get talked about first. If we run out of time, we don't talk about all the topics. It's time boxed. It's what a lean coffee is really supposed to be. So it's nice to practice that, because so many people don't get that. Like, we got to do everything. You hear product owners or people, well, everything's a priority. Everything's important. We got to do everything. Well, we can't do everything unless you got a multi-billion-dollar budget. And I don't know if I'd want to bring 50 million people to build something in a couple months or whatever, or weeks or whatever, to get it done right away, because it might just blow up. Probably be the worst code ever. So many collisions. Too many people in the kitchen, right? Too many cooks in the kitchen. Screw up the food, and then you get nothing. So anyway, I kind of went off tangent on that one. We'll talk about remote connecting. So used to be a lot of Agile. I couldn't go to a lot of stuff. And one of the gentlemen on the thing yesterday mentioned it too, and I agree. Couldn't go to everything because it would take an hour and a half to get there. And then you have to find parking. And then you got to pay. Then you're there late. And then it takes you another hour to get home. It's a lot of effort to go visit some of these little local groups. However, with COVID, which is bad but good, there's a lot of groups that have gone remote, and even meetup.com has now allowed it where you can go search anywhere. There's no, what do you want to say, mileage limitations. Used to be you can only do so many miles away from your city that you're in or the city you're looking for. Now I was looking at it today. You can actually set it for unlimited miles because they know everybody's going virtual. So just a couple groups that I've been active in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to post their meetups in as comments in this YouTube. I'm also going to put the comments in LinkedIn and Facebook. So there's all these groups. So I'm not going to put it in the message in the body, but I'm going to put comments with URL links to these groups that you can go look into yourself, and if you would like to join them. Some of the things, Women in Agile in Tampa, they've been very active. I see a lot of them out there. I'm encouraging them. I know there's an African American group in Agile. One of my coaches actually goes to it. I have to find that one. I have to put that one up too. But there's Women in Agile in Tampa. There's Agile Oakland. It's not Oakland, California. It's actually Oakland in New Zealand. There's a group out there that I've done some stuff with. It has been fun. There's Utah Agile. They're doing some stuff today on Friday, the 21st of August. Memphis Tech Users Group. So there's a group in Memphis, Tennessee. Princeton Lean Coffee. We did a lot of lean coffees with them. They're a really good group. They're doing some virtual stuff too. There's Agile 270. So if you grew up around the Maryland area, there's a 270 Beltway that's out there. So there's an Agile group there. There's Lean Coffee Philly, which is the one I went to yesterday, which is good. Do that about once a month. There's a Pittsburgh Agile, and this is a lot of it's Pennsylvania because it's just in the area. But like I said, I just signed up for London Agile. I was on there just checking. There's lots of Agile places. I just might go through all of them and just link to them. And when I have time, I will go with them. But you have family still. Even though you're not traveling, you still, like, after work, you got an hour or two. Some of the overseas stuff will be earlier. It's like during work hours. So you have to balance the flexibility of your office to be able to attend one of those and make up time later or before the event. But now is a beautiful time to do that. I will post a lot of links. And like I said, in meetup.com, a lot of these places are doing it. I don't know if they're waiving the fee for Meetup. But anyway, they do have it where you can go any miles now. So you can check the whole world out. I was kind of doing that. That was one of the things I was doing while the computer was like booting up this morning. It's just going looking around and Meetup and see if there's any other groups I might want to join up. Because I do want to attend. I don't want to just join and not attend. There's a lot of people that do that. So I just want to share all those with you. There's a lot of options. Like I said, I will put them in comments and LinkedIn and Facebook and YouTube in the comment section. So a bunch of links to a bunch of different meetup groups out there that I've seen that are active. Okay. I got a lot of groups out there that aren't active, but I want to try to give the ones that are like every month still doing an event once a month. So then my other topic, before we do the fortune cookie, we're at 8:23. Sitting in meetings and I hear other Agile coaches talk. And I've been a program manager. I've been a project manager. I'm a 30-year career. I've done a lot of that stuff way before Agile came about. But I always operated in an Agile fashion, as I say. It's kind of weird. That's why I like this stuff. It gives shape to it. I hear from a lot of Agile coaches, Scrum Masters who maybe were project managers or think they were project managers, because I'll be honest with you, I'm really picky on my PMPs, my project managers also. There's a lot out there that don't know what the hell they're doing and really, in my opinion, aren't project managers. I do believe there is a profession for PMP and project managers, not Agile accountants, not project management accountants, not ones who say, well, we need a metric, reporting, status reports, tracking, stuff like that. That's all part of it. That's one of the tools, but that's not the heart of project management. But they gravitate to that, right? Because it's easy. I don't have to interact with people. Good program managers interact with everybody. Not to say, what's your status? Never the first question is, what is your status? When I hear that, I go, you are an amateur. okay, from a project management standpoint. If you ever go in, and I'm sitting in that room, I'll be looking at it like, you don't know what the frick you're doing, do you? You never go in and ask, what's your status? And I hear hear Scrum Masters, I hear Agile coaches, I hear managers. What's your status? Who gives a flying flip the status? Okay, should be, how are you doing? Right? Anything going on? Do you need my help with anything? Those are the things. Every time as a project manager, I said that. Never said, what was your status, my first thing. And I hear Scrum Masters go around the table that maybe think they were project managers. They would go, what's your status? What's your update? What's your thing? Don't give a flying flip, okay? Metrics, tables, graphs, accounting, that's easy stuff. And you can do that without ever asking a single question, right? Now, later on, when you have the data, that gives you some idea what kind of questions you want to talk about. But then you got to go deeper than, oh, what's your status? Give me your status report. And I think, no, I was talking over there to Mary Jane over there in electronics, and she said you've been having a lot of problems lately. Is that contributing to the cost overruns that we're having in the program? What's bringing that about, right? You know, and stuff like that. Just having conversations with people so you know how everybody's operating, how they're doing, and what their bottlenecks are. So you, as a programmer or project manager, can do it. But I kind of digress of my rant for project managers and my distaste for people who don't know how to manage projects. And the same thing with Agile accountants. What's your velocity? How much throughput did you get? Who gives a creep? I don't care. I'd rather know how you all are working together as a team, because I know all that other stuff will come through. You know, if you get rid of blockers, people are working together as a team. You know, all those metrics and everything, they'll work out fine. Your project status will be fine. When they don't work, that's when your status goes boom. So you should already know the answer before you even ask the question. The problem is I use the data to say, you know, I was talking the other day, you know, and I noticed everybody's working as independent individuals. Like this person's doing this story, this person's doing this story, and I don't see a lot of cross chatter across the stories, and they get the solution done quicker, faster in the sprint. And they're like working the entire sprint. And then then I went back to the data and I kind of looked at like, hey, this task has taken more than 3 days to be done. Or these tasks are taking 3 days. Or I noticed that everybody's working on separate stories. I noticed that no one's working on the same stories. I noticed that the testing people aren't writing test scripts on the same day as the person is writing the code. What's up? What's going on? Right? I can use that data, that empirical data, to validate my observations or just support them and then ask for more questions, right? And it's more about how the interaction of the people, and that data helps validate the interaction. But when everybody says, oh, we want to know how to track things. I had a discussion the other day about using a online testing tool, and the first thing out of the person's mouth was tracking. And I look at, it's virtual, and I can't look, but I'm like rolling my eyes and go, tracking. I said, it's not about tracking. It's about having a rigor to your test process that's repeatable. That's why you do it. It's for the repeating of the test process so that people don't deviate, so that if you have an error, you can run through the test sequence exactly the way you did it and repeat the error and see if you can't recreate it and find out what caused the problem. But to say the first reason why we do it is for tracking, I go, holy crap. You have no idea how to freaking code. Sorry. But that was my opinion when I heard that. So anyway, off my thing. We got 1 minute left. It's a Friday. I got my shirt on from Olivia, who gave us the shirt, and they tried to make the blend to the colors in the thing my kids and Olivia did when they did their tie-dye. So they had fun. All right, Fortune Cookie Friday. Yay! Bubbles! I got a dead cat over here. That's just laying here, clawing me as we're talking. You know? So let's see. Let's see what we got. Oh, maybe I can't open the cookie. It's sealed too good. Sorry, but the crackling is really loud on the microphone. All right. The Agile accountants have sealed in a bag that I had problems getting. And in a fortune cookie thing, we will see what the Agile accountants have to say about Agile today, or the wise people. But the Agile accountants made sure it was triple packaged and protected and had 8 layers of metrics and 15 million fields for us to fill out before we could touch 1 ounce of code. So stupid. All right, let's see. Aha! Big fortunes falls from the sky. Small fortunes come from saving. Okay. So there we go. There's our fortune for the day. And it says, big fortunes falls from the sky. Small fortunes come from saving. So I guess you could do a couple things. Big fortunes fall from the sky. So you got to look up. You got to look up. You got to look forward to get big returns. Small fortunes, if you don't make any changes, little tiny changes. But we like little changes because I'm going to tell you, 26% improvement in something in a year, if you do a 2% improvement per sprint, it's pretty damn good. But you want radical change. You want it to be agile. You want to be able to say, this isn't making this, but this now has a big return on investment. So I want to do this a little different. In a priority backlog, if you're looking at something like Jira or Azure or version 1 or any of those systems out there, right? Trello, whatever. So you have this list of backlog. The top backlog are the ones that are supposed to give you your fortune. The ones at the bottom of the backlog are little tiny things that don't necessarily make you a fortune. So you want your stuff with the best return on investment. It costs you less money to do at the top so you can get them out to production. So I'm going to go with that today. It may or may not work. You all can come back and tell me comments what you really think this is. But big fortunes fall from the sky. Small fortunes come from savings. The big fortunes should be your highest priority items on your sprint backlog and should be at the top, looking up at your list so that you get the biggest fortune, biggest bang for your buck, biggest return, biggest value for your customer. Okay. The small fortunes that everybody worries about are the ones that are 6 or 7 sprints back down in the bottom. Those aren't the ones that are going to give you a big return. The big returns should be up top, and we should be agile enough to go work those big returns. Does that work? That's what it is. Either way, it's going to be that. Please give us a thumbs up if you like the show, and ring the little bell so you get notification on your phones and everything when we go live or we post some Mentos things, maybe. I don't know, maybe. Most fun experiments. Try to do some more experiments, and the cat is really weird. I had to take a picture of her and post that up. Okay, have fun today. Enjoy your Friday, and take care. See you tomorrow on Saturday. Good morning. Edwin's up. Oh, now he's up, or he's going to sleep. Hey, Edwin. You missed the show. And I plugged Oakland. New Zealand. Right? Did I spell it right? It's a K. Did I put an H? I can't tell. Yeah, I did an H. Hold on. Oak. With the K. Right? Yeah. Boom. I hope I spelled it right. Anyway, guys, have a good day. See ya. Bye. Bye, Edwin. See ya.